Hello and welcome. We'll be starting here shortly. All right. Go ahead and swap over to the screen. There we go. So we're going to be pretty much picking back up from where we left off. Which that requires me to. So this is pretty much where we're going to pick back up from. I think the reason why it did that last time the audio broke and stuff, probably because a certain setting was on. I don't think the whole game is messed up. If it is, I can always speed run through it. It don't take that long. Cut through most stuff. If we wanted, we could easily skip through a lot of chapters, but we're gonna play it from start to the end. So we're picking back up from it. Part one is loaded in there, so we're resuming where we left off, where everything went crazy last time, and we'll go from there. So, like I recall last time, so in order for, if you guys don't know, in OBS, you actually have to click on OBS. If not, if you're in the game full screen, OBS will not record it in full screen for some reason. I don't know if that's just a bug or glitch, or I have no idea. Because all my other games record it fine in full screen. Maybe because this is like an older game, it's through the PS2 emulator, so that might be the problem. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and pick up. So we're back to where we were. I'm just gonna rotate this sucker. At least we're not too far off from where we last were. So you have to have the Reaver enabled, and you got to aim this right above here. And if you try this without the Reaver, just the normal way, it won't open. Reaver actually has to be enabled because the Reaver has a special property on it. It should work fine, load fine. Pretty sure it didn't load the wrong save. I hope. If we did, don't worry. I created a bunch of different ones in save state. Oh, no. I'm pretty sure this is the correct save state. I just picked whatever was the latest number I had on. I say though overall the broken ones that were like when you go past it. All because of one dumb setting was still enabled. It's because I should have actually turned off those settings. It took a while figuring out what setting it was. This is it. We shall pass this trial without any issues this time. Oh, we got it.
Quickening of its own volition. Just as in William's chapel, the balance of power tangibly shifted. Voracious and willful, the Soul Reaver was now in control, and I, merely its helpless puppet. The Reaver plunged itself into that mysterious altar, and devouring the energy that emanated from within, drained this place of its power. Thus sated, the Reaver released me, and I realized as I recovered control that these ancient shrines were forges, each purpose-built to enhance the Reaver elemental power.
Yeah, look, our health went up. So, in order to gain back our lost health from repairing that broken physical Soul Reaver blade, it drained our health. But we recover a portion of it back now since we are actually repairing our energy form of our Reaver. To be honest, it's kind of better they did it this way because had they have done it the other way, with you have to get certain stuff to make our health. So in the original Soul Reaver, you have to find graphs in order to maximize your health. Those can take forever to find because they're laid out throughout Nosgoth. And there was no way to boost your health besides that method. But now they integrated it in with the Reaver, which kind of saves time. It plays more into the story of, every enhancement actually enhances your health, which is a better way.
Now I understood the purpose of the mysterious basins I had seen throughout my journey. They were elemental fonts, each attuned to a fundamental essence. When I forged the blade, every font in Nosgoth with the same elemental attunement was simultaneously quickened. The Reaver's enhancements were never permanent, but these fonts enabled me to re-imbue the blade by bathing it in the elemental energy distilled therein.
So yes, we can always review the blade. This is not. This is just one of the methods. Of course, this method here, the reforging, gets abandoned for more permanent solution, so you can just do it at I'm gonna be honest. When they first did it, when you get the Reaver in the original game, you can hit Raziel's hand over fire and imbue the blade with fire. Or same thing like with water. Actually, I think the water Reaver was in the first game. They just didn't incorporate it into the second game. But we're done with this area. Now we can progress. So in order to get out, we need the Dark Reaver.
Concentric circles, one eclipsing the other. I recognized this symbol from the door sealing that other ancient shrine, the one I had seen in the lake outside the Sarafan stronghold. Perhaps now, armed as I was with the elemental power of darkness, I could return and gain entry.
But without the Reaver, it's just normal. The Reaver, it's dark. It's kind of dumb they got rid of the projection shot in the Defiance one. Because being able to use the Reaver to shoot the element would have been very helpful, especially for enemies who are weakened. Kind of weird that mechanic didn't make it in its last entry when they introduced this one.
You're a ragged excuse for a savior.
Vorador.
I see my reputation precedes me.
It does.
All good, I hope? I've been watching you since you emerged from that accursed stronghold. Strange that your arrival coincides with the corruption of the Pillars. But I'm wondering, are you the catalyst of these events? Or the answer to them?
I don't know what you mean.
I will speak plainly then. I distrust your origins, stranger. Seeing you crawl from the putrid depths of Mobius's keep makes me question your purpose here. And what should I make of your appearance? Not human, clearly, and more demon than vampire. And the Pillars. It is no mere coincidence that your arrival in that clearing heralded the pillar's decay. And so I ask you plainly, are you the instrument of the pillar's destruction or their salvation?
Neither.
Very well. Let us look at the other side of the coin. I have followed your journey and watched as you blithely unlocked secrets that have been sealed and forbidden for thousands of years. The path you have been treading is open to only one being. You don't know what you are, do you?
I have been many things. If you find me ignorant, enlighten me.
What's the point? This world is beyond redemption. Let the human cattle have it.
I would expect better than meek capitulation from you.
Centuries of persecution have taught me well. 500 years ago, our race was nearly exterminated by the fanatical crusades of the Seraphan. And now the same sick drama unfolds again. In merely a decade, Mobius's cutthroat citizen army has nearly accomplished what the Seraphan could not. Vampires meddling in the affairs of men. Look where it's brought us.
What am I to make of these secrets I've uncovered, then? The depictions of the winged race, the pillars, and the Reaver.
Fairy tales, boy. The delusions of an ancient culture clinging to hope long after the world had discarded them. Their bloodline trickled away until only one of the ancients remained, sustained solely by obligation and his unfaltering faith in the old prophecies. But you see, even if you are who you appear to be, it no longer matters. You're simply too late. Janos Audron, the Reaver Guardian, the last of the ancients, and my maker, was murdered by the Seraphan nearly 5 centuries ago. He alone would have the answers you seek, but his secrets died with him. I don't know how you've come even this far without his guidance, or without the Reaver, stolen these 500 years ago by the Seraphan. I'm afraid, my friend, that you and all of us are out of luck.
I had no less reason to trust Vorador than anyone else I had met. In fact, the ancient vampire was the most forthright being I had encountered thus far. If Janos Audron was the key to all this, then I would find him, and Mobius's time-streaming device would provide me passage. But first, I had to find a way back into the stronghold, and I suspected I would find the means within the lake's mysterious shrine.
And yep, now we're heading back. This area is done and we don't need it no more. Yeah, you can easily get lost, so pay a very good attention. Oh wait, if we do shift, we lose the Gark element. Be warned. We'll go create a actual physical save time. We can't just feed the Reaver constantly. You know what? That's the problem with this area. You don't have a proper map. But we got to get to the Light Forge now. Got the. Not a useful setting here. We'll be coming back here for this later on, but I'm gonna climb this. I might be the actual way. I think. It's been a while, so I'd be getting lost here left and right from time to time. Oh no. See, I was going the wrong way, guys. I'm an idiot. I am going the wrong way. Okay, this is the correct way. In we go. I love swimming. Swimming is so great in the dark water, guys. Normally, it would be nice to enhance the brightness, be able to have better scenery, but sadly, oh, we're heading the right way. Yep, yep, we're going the right way this time. Yep, this way. To be honest, we're supposed to be able to swim normally in here too. So like when we come up, right? Oh, I guess it's like this. Okay, maybe I mistaken the thing a little bit. It felt way smoother in the actual PS2 version. Be nice if we could stream it actually from the actual hardware, but PS2s don't have the right set of stuff, and without a capture card, work with it to capture stuff, it just not work. This doesn't help us when it's so freaking dark. We're heading the right way. Yep. Witty guy. Our nemesis. The true mastermind behind everything.
Ah, my wayward child returns.
Having unearthed more than you'd like, I suspect. What am I to make of these ruins that litter the land, and these images here in this chamber?
merely the deceits of a failed civilization. You are being misled, Raziel. This ancient race hoped to manipulate the future with these scrawled misdirections. You must tread carefully. There are dark forces at work in this world, bent on subverting your true destiny.
I have no doubt of that. The question is, am I in their presence right now?
Yep, you sure are.
Your arrogance will spell your demise, Raziel. Deny my will, and the arc of your destiny will reach a sudden conclusion.
Your threats are unmoving. Even now, I'm beyond your reach.
My reach is longer than you realize. This is a very dangerous game you're playing, Raziel.
Oh, like I mentioned, the water reefer here. It actually, I think there was a sound weaver in the first game, if I remember correctly. Surprised that wasn't something that get implemented. You would think the water reefer would be like just pitting the reefer right over water. And it's oh, it's water now, right? But no, or touching the ground, it's earth reefer, right? No, it needs to be refined process for absorbing the guardian to represent those elements. Oh, can only create that much shape, so we'll just save over that one. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Ariel's not even here. You would think she would introduce herself, but nope. And yeah, why is there two different sets of pillars? Because the pillars seems to have been towards that way. Put up the map. We got the pillars here, right? That's the swamp, and this is where we just came from. Oh. Hello there. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have a new follower. Hope you are enjoying. So this is pretty much Legacy of Kain. If you haven't played it before, you know it, then you should be good. Bye. But the pillars does kind of go over into the other ruins. So there's like, I guess, two different areas with the pillars where they align each other. Of course, these maps is how they, made it. Like, the maps, actually, I don't think there's maps in the other game besides this one, but actually, if you take a picture of every single thing, right, and you mark it on the map and you compare them with where all the games, the location does change a lot. A very lot. So we're just gonna go ahead and do this. That way I'll keep a copy of this map. Of course, the place where all the forges are placed, like the Dark Forge is all the way down that way in the Light Forge here. But what the game doesn't tell you, this right here, the Southern Lake is where the water and earth and 3 Reavers are in this location, but they're not enabled. Once we get there, we'll check the map, and I'll tell you the exact locations of certain Reavers that should have been there, but isn't. Back here. Oh yeah. No, if the game didn't have cuts back then, like from the first and second, we probably would have seen all the elements in here. Actually, you know what? Let me actually recover some health from here, from them. Well, as if she don't hit me. Okay, I got them. It's kind of a shame that we aren't able to fully explore Noskov, because I'm pretty sure the other pillars would have been, not the pillars, but the other forges would have been in here. I know 1, 2 of the forges is where the lake is, and I believe that is the Water Reaver and the Earth Reaver. As for the Spirit Reaver, I could be in the same spot with them, but probably underground or something. Oh yeah, I guess we can actually have the Reaver active while holding. Sadly though, the Reaver won't cover it though. Plus we want to maintain enough health, so... Oh, we got 2 more down there. I can't wait for the remaster to come though. Those improvement to the graphics is really nice and slick. We have been long overdue for that. Oh, you know, when they did make this one, it was kind of weird why they did fonts versus what they had in Defiance. I think they had planned to do it, but they had to keep, you know, they wanted to keep the game balanced so you couldn't just switch all the elements on the fly. So I guess they did forges. And then they like, you know what? Let's make it permanent where Razia can just switch the element of the Reaver at will. So in order to do that, they just incorporated the guardians of those elements to create those elements. Which, you know, it would have been nice if they had incorporated earlier. Then they could have used that to start, but then again, it must have been time constraint on, you know, working and developing it, and probably had to meet time. So that's probably why they caught out so much stuff. I think there was a Sound Weaver. I think it's in the first game only. I can't recall because it's been so long. It feels like there was a forge there because I remember there being a fire forge. Well, you could just put the Reaver over flame and do it. Of course, I wonder if that concept would still work if there was a fire on the ground. At least we got full health. We're almost towards the light forge. Okay. We'll make a save here so we don't have to backtrack too far. Do a slot here, and then we'll go down, flat downward. So I'm gonna go ahead into the water. Let's see. Now, if we could actually up the brightness in game, very helpful. But I'm gonna hop right over to the spot I was referring to where I think the other forge could have been had they actually. So we follow this path, right? This here leads us right directly to which one? Based on the symbols we see here, this would most likely have been the water forge, which was cut out. You can tell by the shape. Oh, I don't think the forge would have been out here. From the looks of it, looks like it may have been underground or something. It's weird how the light forge is right next to it. But it would make sense for it to be here. There is the light forge. Open up the actual map. Oh yeah, which was the lake. Yeah. Kind of a shame we can't go over the map like in the original Blood Omen game, because I know we had to travel all over this area when we were playing as Kain. So those ruins, I would think those ruins is where the Lake of Fire would be, the same ones that Kain cast Raziel into. But since the landscape did change time, it's hard to tell. Now we're going to be going into the light. Actually, now before we do go in, right? Up. Well, maybe not from this angle, but looks like that carved stone represents the light forge right outside of it. Are you excited for the remake? Well, it's technically remaster. I said remake. I don't know why I said remake. Remaster, because it's been such a long time.
These murals left no room for doubt. These winged creatures were indeed the architects of the pillars. And while the images were difficult to decipher, the pillars appeared to banish or diminish their enemies somehow.
Oh, that's the physical blade itself. And if we look carefully right into the stone, it's in the shape of taking a physical blade, meaning I think the forge was really meant to imbue the actual blade itself, not its essence, its spiritual self. Before we do activate anything, right over here. But we have each of the elements. Can't get a better shot. But we know in the one in the middle is the last baptism of the blade itself, spirit forge. I would assume it's dark, but without getting a better close up. There we go. Go ahead and activate it now. Well, that's kind of weird how it did that. Well, so much for trying to open it. Okay, there we go. We should be able to open it now. Or not. It actually is not letting me open it. Maybe it's because of this. Not good. It's only showing it on one side to activate, but not the opposite side. Well, let's see if we could just go through the gate then. Kind of being retarded. Or maybe that, maybe we're supposed to go through the gate that way, not the other way. I don't know, it feels like we could have gone open it with the Reaver. Unless it's just one-sided. Yeah, maybe it's just one-sided. Yeah, I think it is just one-sided. Imagine if we could just put our hand in here and view the Reaver priority. Oh, this should be fun activating this forge. This kind of reminds me of from the first game where we fought Raziel's brother who's stuck in a chair, right? This kind of looks similar to that. Got to go further deep in. Hmm. Oh crap! It actually annihilated us. How cool! It took away all our health in our physical form. So that means we can't approach it without caution. For those who did attempt that on the first try. Damn, they just respawn that quick. So if we're gonna beat it at its own game, we're gonna have to find something back this way to block that beam from just like wiping us instantly. So then again, I don't think how much health you can have Polymax myself, they'll still annihilate you with one hit. Which we can definitely confirm that once we have all the fonts activated, we can come back here just for the the laws to do it. Actually, that's if we don't destroy it. If it gets destroyed, I don't think we can. Fun. I'm guessing we're gonna have to go through the gate. Oh, that fucking thing just ate it. We're gonna go kill him. Oh, lucky. I did. Got through the gate. Right behind me. No, that's not gonna work. Hmm. Well, I'm not real sure what I need to do to get past this. Gotta think here. It's been such a while. I'm pretty sure I came down the right corridor first. We can't just shift at will. So. Then again, that could have actually helped. Then again, but that could cause a lot of issues. Damn it. I, I just don't. The way I'm slipping off right there before I can jump. I'm gonna get a run jump. Oh, like the game's like, no, run jump's not allowed in here in this spot. Okay, we're gonna have to backtrack then. Apparently, we're doing something incorrect. Maybe we're not supposed to come down this corridor. If we are, we're just not getting enough height. Hmm. When you don't play a game, remember the puzzle. That wouldn't make sense. I should have been able to jump on top of it. Yeah, it's not making sense. So I probably had to have done something off. Most likely, I did something wrong. Yeah, we're missing something. Oh man, puzzles, guys. I love puzzles. So the thing at the back of the chamber, we need to blind it with the Dark Reaver, not the normal one. But we can't pass through here without losing the Dark Reaver, which is why we have to go this way. Technically, the Dark Reaver would have opened this up. Hmm. And we can't just remove that plate once we placed it. It's like there's no back here. All right, let's just go through the gate then. There's probably had something I overlooked. There's nothing we could do in here. There's nothing in that room. I can just boom back. see. Gotta be something. I don't think it's. No. We're clearly doing something wrong. Oh, okay. Maybe we're supposed to go up here. More height. That's... Actually, this kind of does look like it's on the outside. Hey, we made it. I was gonna say, because that wouldn't make sense. So we just had to get higher to reach the. You would think high jump would be good enough, but. Oh, I guess this will just things easier for next time. Guess he'll just make it easier for next time we come here. That would have been convenient if we could actually have gotten out. One door opens, one is complete. We're just one object away from being done. Gotta bring it here and we're good. You can ignore these. Doesn't really help when you have those enemies focused on you. felt like you can't avoid all enemies. At least we got what we needed. Apparently this thing's disables all of them coming after me. It's good. I just gotta figure out where this little thing goes. Oh crap, I didn't know it did that. It looks like it might have returned back to its original spot. Crap, I didn't think setting it down for a second would do that. So I tested it when I was more towards the thing. Okay, so that's what I needed to do. Okay, now we know what that last piece was for. Now we just gotta get the last piece. The same one we put down, it disappeared. Gotta go back all the way down this way to get it. Hopefully enemies didn't respawn back there. So it's gonna be a pain in the butt to have to rekill them again. And knowing this, it most likely did respawn. Yeah, they did respawn. Let's see if we can ignore them. Whoa, fudge. Good thing's that my strength. That was very not planned for. Well, we're gonna have to go back and get the Dark Reaver again. So unexpected. Oh, Jesus, I went the wrong one. We don't have to go all the way far back into the guild section. We just got to get the there and then drop down from the bridge. Oh, and now, wow, we have completed it. This is the last piece and we're done. We'll be out of the Light Forge to the next area of the story. It's pretty much the sun. Cool. Now let's create the last light weaver.
I plunged the Reaver into the forge and imbued the blade with the elemental power of light. Thus armed, I now had the means to re-enter the stronghold and finally use Mobius's time-streaming device to accomplish my own ends.
Now we can open it with the light. And the light forge is active. Good thing be able to hit it from far away, but nope. So dumb. Oh yeah. Forgot forge just closes up afterwards once you complete them. You can never go back. Oh, I guess it's impossible to test our maximum health on it. Now, since we have the light, we get a way better stuff here. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the water forge was built in the Seraphim stronghold, because they could have built right over the forge. This leads right into here, right? So it's possible somewhere in the stronghold is the water forge. This could have been the entrance to it. Entrance that probably got cut off. It makes the most clearest sense. It's, you know, why is there a circle here, right? This probably would have been our entrance to come right back out. Could have been the gate. The gate's closed. I'm curious what the level would have been like. I'm pretty sure the level probably is still in the game. It's just not named because they cut off the path to it. Well, I guess we'll never know, but before we go back into the stronghold, it's actually and override. Kind of weird the stronghold's built this way. Oh, they met their fate by the Reaver. Maybe that light will purify their corrupted souls of being dumb. Well, that way's locked out. I have a feeling we're going to be Kain here. All right, before we step there, we're going to take a short break, guys, and we'll be back. So don't go nowhere. Back with some more So Reaver 2. All right, we have returned, everyone. I have returned. Yeah. Okay.
Show yourself, Kain.
Here, Raziel. Everything is decided here. You cannot comprehend the magnitude, the rapture, and the tragedy of this moment. And yet you must, if Nosgoth is to be dragged from the wreckage of its damnation.
I understand only this, Kain. That you and Mobius have impelled me to this moment simply means I can trust neither of you. I don't know who's pulling the strings, but it no longer matters, because I'm cutting them. I set my own course from here.
If it were only that simple.
Your fatalism is tiresome, Kain.
And profoundly ingrained, Raziel. You must understand, our presence here doesn't alter history. You and I meet here because we are compelled to. We have always met here. History is irredeemable. Drop a stone into a rushing river. The current simply courses around it and flows on as if the obstruction were never there. You and I are pebbles, Raziel, and have even less hope of disrupting the time stream. The continuum of history is simply too strong, too resilient. Except, then how do we explain William here? The beloved boy king turned tyrant. In my youth, I witnessed William's rise to power and his transformation into the nemesis who laid waste to Nosgoth.
Keep your distance, Kain.
Years later, I stumble upon a chance to journey back in history, unaware that the entire affair has been carefully orchestrated by Mobius. In my wisdom, I seize this opportunity to murder the young king before he can ravage Nosgoth.
So if you don't understand what Kane's talking about, if you didn't play the first Blood Omen game, you're missing out a lot of stuff. Kane was a vampire before he attained this new form, which is his evolution form, his stronger form. He looked just like his Element 2 counterpart when he was still a fledgling vampire from back then. So yes, Kain has been used and deceived, in which he's tried to tell Raziel through his little, the way how he's doing it, he's pretty much telling Raziel everything he needs to know. You cannot trust Mobius. You cannot trust that squid thing either, because Mobius serves him. They're both in cahoots. But one thing is Mobius doesn't know, well, you'll find out in Defiance. So the story here is real good. It would be nice if they can actually finish, because Defiance ends on a cliffhanger. It would be nice that they can finish it, but apparently there's just no one talented enough to figure out what path they need to take to complete it. The only person who could left the company long ago, so I believe there's someone out there. Anyone, to be honest, if I could do it, I would do it myself. But I would have to flesh out the story, see what others think, and then modify it around until we get what we think would be good and nail it. It has to be very convincing and compelling while keeping true to the original story without making any subtitle changes. Nothing that the original creator who started the story, Amy, I think that was her name here, to kind of live up to her expectation on what the path would have been like.
And thereby provide the catalyst Mobius needs to ignite a genocidal war against our race.
I warn you, no further.
This one reckless act unravels the skein of history. The nemesis never becomes the nemesis. William dies a martyred saint. I, the vampire assassin,
become the author of my own species' extinction, and Mobius profits from it all. I destroyed a tyrant only to create one far worse. But how can it be so? How, if history is immutable? The answer is here in this room, Raziel. Mobius.
I'll be honest, the texture pack, I do have them enabled. All it does is enhances it so it's presentable. Without it, it would look but it does look very presentable though.
Propelled William and me together, but ensured first that we were both armed with the Soul Reaver. The Reaver is the key. Two incarnations of the blade meet in time and space. A paradox is created, a temporal distortion powerful enough to derail history.
Is this your sorcery?
Not mine, Raziel. Yours. You have nothing to fear from me, Raziel. You hold all the cards.
Then perhaps I should test your sincerity. If what you say is true, you should be terrified. I could kill you here and now.
And so you do, Raziel.
What's happening?
We're hurtling towards our destinies, Raziel. What you feel is the pull of history rushing to meet us. This is where history and destiny collide. If you truly believe in free will, Raziel, now is the time to prove it. Kill me now, and we both become pawns of history, dragged down the path of an artificial destiny. I was ordained to assume the role of Balance Guardian in Nosgoth, while you were destined to be its savior. But the map of my fate was redrawn by Mobius, and so in turn was yours.
This is madness.
Fight it, Raziel. This moment does not have to be an ending. It can become a prelude.
I can't.
You can, Raziel. Look inside and see that it is so. You have the power to reshape our inevitable futures. Poor William.
What is this?
History abhors a paradox, Raziel. Even now, the time stream strains to divert itself, finding its old course blocked by your refusal to destroy me. The future is reshuffling itself to accommodate your monumental decision. This is where we restore ourselves, Raziel, and reclaim our intended destinies. It may yet be possible for me to assume my role as Balance Guardian and return the pillars to their rightful inheritors.
To the vampires. And this is the destiny you have urged me to discover. I don't know what game you and Mobius are playing, Kain, but I refuse to be your pawn. Unlike you, I still revere whatever shred of humanity I've managed to preserve. You will not use me as the instrument of your messianic delusions.
Very well, Raziel. I'll not ask you to trust me. Your truths are for you to discover alone.
Humble words for one who presumes to teach me a lesson at every turn.
And continue your journey and learn your own lessons, Raziel. Remember, Mobius led you here, but you walk away unfettered. A champion of free will and conqueror of false histories. There is much more for you to unearth, if you have the heart for the truth and the will to see it.
Yeah, it's amazing how Kain just oof. But when we control Kain, we don't even control that ability of Kain at all. The two incarnations of the blade existed. It's because one blade came from another history. William was used as a pawn. They're basically the same as swords, because one, just how it has started the chain reaction of, yeah, 'cause it doesn't make sense how there's two incarnations, right? It would have started chain reaction, right? Doesn't make sense, right? The first Reaver would have had a met identical one to it, but there was only one blade forge. Unless there was two forge, which I highly doubt. So that means Mobius had to took the blade from another timeline here to create that timeline. So, and then it met its identical self. We're gonna need a light Reaver.
like that look on your face, Mobius. You really don't know what to do now, do you, old man? Here you are, caught without your damn staff. I suspect things aren't progressing quite as you'd hoped. You're not used to the fly turning to confront you in your web, are you?
Kain's devious influence has poisoned your mind, Raziel. Now you see betrayal everywhere, even in your closest allies.
We were never allies, Mobius. Conspirators, perhaps. Briefly.
Why did you not kill Kain when you had the chance? He was at your mercy.
Precisely. I had a choice, and I chose mercy. And now I know your sordid little secret. The significance of that displacement I felt when the two Reavers came together. Strangely enough, I was enlightened by the devious Kain, not by you. In fact, I've learned much more than you counted on. I understand now how you've tried to manipulate all of history for your own personal gain. But now all your little schemes are whirling in ruin around you, aren't they? All because I chose to exert my will for once, rather than obey the demands of sorcerers and spirits.
Yeah, while Raziel's busy renting here, I don't think he's realized. Why is he just standing there like a dumb idiot Mobius, listening to this bullcrap going on? And has he not picked up on anything? Like, Mobius is deceiving you. Right now, he's deceiving you. Raziel is so easy to manipulate, he doesn't realize how much of an easy target he is. Oh, man.
Demons all singing the same tiresome refrain, kill Kain. I'm setting my own path from here, Mobius. I intend to discover the truth behind all of this.
But you condemn us all with this impetuous act.
Hardly impetuous. It took all the will I could muster. Has my refusal to kill Kain reshuffled your carefully stacked deck of cards?
You really think that you're exercising your free will, Raziel? You're simply Kain's servant.
I do not serve Kain. I merely did not kill him.
Raziel, do not forget your purpose here. You are destined to be the savior of Nosgoth.
Oh, I'm sick of hearing that particular phrase. As for saving Nosgoth, so far I see precious little reason to bother. And I'll choose my own purpose from here on out, Time Streamer. Right now, I choose to manipulate you for a change. Go. In there.
What are you doing?
Calm down, Mobius. You're a cunning serpent. You'll piece it together, I imagine. This era is of no further use to me. You will operate this device to provide me passage. I want to see the world in a simpler time, before the Sarafan began their crusade.
And what about Kain? You're leaving your core behind?
You kill him if it's so damned important.
You need only touch the two poles of the switch, and the device will transport you. But I urge you to reconsider.
You've lost your powers of persuasion, old man. Rot here and forget me.
Look at that. See that damn grid? He's so easy to manipulate. He's so dumb. Come on, Raziel. You didn't even question what he hit on the wall. Like, I hope this is the time period you're sending me to. You didn't even ask what those time slots he pressed. Oh, man, Raziel is so dumb and gullible, guys. Ah. Now, we're going to have a lot of stronger opponents to deal with here in this time period. Oh, he has got him again.
Even as I emerged from that infernal time-streaming chamber, I suspected treachery.
Man, that thing is strong. You saw how much health it took? Ah, crap. Yeah, these guys are strong. Way stronger than they should be. Whew, that was a close call. Yeah, these guys are really strong. No kidding, man. Be a lot easier to use the Reaver. Oh, damn it. You don't let up. I slipped into the room. They got me last hit there. Yeah, these opponents are way dangerous than normal. They're easier to kill with a Reaver than fight them head on with normal means.
If I had any doubts about the era I now occupied, this grotesque tableau certainly eliminated them. For here was Mobius, long since murdered by Kain, lionized and beatified as the martyred leader of his bloodthirsty crusade. And if I required further evidence, I needed only to behold the gruesome trophy Mobius held aloft. A severed head of Vorador. The final triumphant kill of Mobius's cutthroat mob. His execution marked the annihilation of the vampires. Far from channeling me into Nosgoth's past, Mobius had propelled me over a century to its ghastly future. The intent behind this little detour was unmistakable. Having failed to make me his obedient assassin, Mobius intended to keep me ignorant of my true destiny, which clearly lay in Nosgoth's past. While his deception only reinforced my purpose, Mobius had effectively stranded me here. This left me no course but to explore the era I now occupied and see what changes the century had wrought following Kain's ill-fated decision. Perhaps time had cleared a path for me into the mountains, where I might unearth more clues behind the mystery of Janos Audron.
Yep, looks like the Reaver was removed from William's thing. This will be a lot better. This area is more darker.
What pathetic charade is this now, Mobius?
No charade, Raziel. Only the entreaties of this martyred spirit.
Your pleas mean nothing to me after all your deceit. You have propelled me into Nosgoth's future, Mobius, and left me stranded here.
I am truly sorry, Raziel, but it was necessary. Consider it the last valiant act of a doomed man. You have strayed from your purpose, and now behold the result. Gaze upon the wasteland you and Kain authored together.
I fail to see how I'm responsible.
You spared Kain, and by doing so, you have released a multitude of horrors upon this world. I can accept that Kain has murdered me, as the Time Guardian. I foresaw that incident long before it occurred, and I take some small comfort in the fact that Kain remains the sole survivor of his vile breed.
Yeah, Mobius is such a deep coat liar.
Meaningless.
is disingenuous, Time Streamer. I cannot see how killing or sparing Kain's future self would alter these events. This wasteland was created by Kain's original refusal at the Pillars. Amidst all these twists and turns, that event has never changed. You are cunning, Mobius. I think you've gotten tangled in your own way.
As Kain clings to his precious seat of power, the pillars sink into a mire of decay, dragging all of Nosgoth down with them.
I don't think this has anything to do with the Pillars, or Kain's failure to sacrifice himself. I think you're simply afraid, because you don't know what he's up to. He's a wild card, isn't he? And you don't want his influence in your game. Which is why you wanted me to eliminate him. Well, now that he survived, you have no idea what's coming, do you? Maybe, for the first time in your entire life, you're terrified that he may have truly found a third option out of the dilemma you orchestrated for him.
Kain's lies have addled your mind. Leave this place and trouble my spirit no more.
If you even are a spirit. You've forgotten. I have a way to tell for sure. If you're willing to risk it.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Either way, you lose.
Nice try, Mobius. Not gonna work again. Shame on me once if you tricked me one. Oh, actually, Razio technically got tricked 3 times in a row. But after the 3 rounds of being tricked, Razio won't be deceived again after that. Ah, crap. Oh, that last hit in. And we got to go back to that other area. That's going to be the muddy area where we got the Dark Reaver. To be honest, this game is not really that long. It's actually pretty short if you think about it. But we are nearing the end, so. We're only one forge away. No point to attack and just kill them unless the bigger ones show up. There's no need for pointless bloodshed of humans. Oh wait, no, if you notice they have been green, I'm thinking they're related to the Hidden Lord crossing over. Some of the Hidden Lord minions, those creatures.
These were the pillars so familiar to my blighted eyes. But now that I had begun to learn their true significance, I regarded the pillars' destruction with a new, enlightened sense of horror. And I questioned now whether Kain's simple refusal, his mere ambition, could truly have caused such devastation. I felt that some darker influence was at work here. As I approached, I discerned the spirit of Ariel, bound here now for more than a century.
She was the worst of them all. She used Kain to carry out her revenge against her lover and then the rest of the circle, while keeping Kain ignorant of his destiny, on top of Mobius doing the same. So those two are definitely in the wrong.
Forever am I bound, hope abandoned, my spirit tethered to this place. What destroyed the circle could not touch me, for I was newly dead and beyond harm's reach. I alone was spared the descent into madness, and Kain alone was spared the pain of death. When the Raptor's poison seized Kain even in the safety of the womb, much more than just his destiny was lost. All of Nosgoth lost balance. Consider us now, both of us less than we once were. I, pure but insubstantial, and Kain, terribly real, but corrupted.
Your imprisonment here has deranged you, spirit. You fixate on Kain because you believe he is the tether that binds you here. We both know he is not the author of your agony. The pillars were subverted by dark forces, invited by the Guardians themselves. The more I learn of your circle, the more I see a tangle of nested manipulations.
Kain handed them their victory. They sought to topple the pillars, and he was their willing instrument.
Or was he their unwilling pawn? Would it blunt your wrath to know that Kain's dilemma was calculated to bring the pillars down, regardless of the choice he made? And that the devastation would have been even greater had he chosen the path you would prescribe for him?
You are a Your clever arguments do not absolve Kain. He must die for the pillars to be restored. There is no other way.
Then consider this more ominous possibility. What if Kain's death does not restore the pillars? Consider that it may simply be too late, that this world may be beyond redemption, and that you may be bound here eternally.
Why do you hound me, demon? You can see that I am captive here. Show me some mercy.
Like the mercy you showed your fellow Guardians when you set Kain on them? Or the mercy you showed Kain when you kept him ignorant of his destiny while you used him as the scourge of the Circle? Or perhaps like the mercy you showed your beloved Naprapta when you made him Kain's first kill?
You are cruel. Why do you torment me?
I'm merely looking for answers, Ariel. Very well. I'll leave you in peace. But know this about you and this purgatory from which you long to escape. You're merely at the threshold.
Damn, that big giant one's real strong, guys. Way easier to kill them with the Reaver than normal means. Like, we try to do barehanded. That's like dumb. Amazing Hill Lord managed to get themselves in here.
Raziel, the failed assassin. You had Kain at your mercy, but lacked the courage to fulfill the act. And now you see the wasteland wrought by the tyrant's hand, by his selfish decision to preserve his own life, even when it meant sacrificing the whole world. This is the fate of Nosgoth, as long as Kain remains alive.
An ironic condemnation, given this guilty scene. One would think you'd torn down the pillars single-handedly. What are you trying to obliterate as you drag your loathsome body through this chamber? And why, as Nosgoth descends into madness and misery, do you appear to thrive? Things in this world, I am learning, are rarely what they seem. You, apparently, are no exception.
I am the engine of life, the source of Nosgoth's very existence. I am the hub of the wheel, the origin of all life, the devourer of death.
Or maybe you're just hungry. Could it be as simple as that? Wouldn't that be poetic irony? The great adversary of the vampires turns out to be the biggest parasite of them all.
Do not test my patience, Raziel. I made you, and I will unmake you if I become so inclined.
As your agent, I am beyond death.
There are fates worse than death, Raziel.
Oh, I see you now as you truly are. A cancer, a spooling parasite burrowed deep in the heart of this world.
Go now. Play out your pitiful rebellion and take your place among the destroyed, the used, and the damned. But know this, you are mine for eternity. You have always been, and will always be, my soul Reaver.
Oh crap, you went in here. I think we reached a good stop point for today. So yeah, we have all these. We have gone through. So we're almost towards the end of the game. So we have to do this, go back. We got the Air Forge next. The Fire Forge is the last one. So we're only 2 forges away from being fully done. And then going back into a different time again. And we're correcting history and going back in full circle. So, whew. Though I do want to thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Those who do watch the after stream as well, this is on YouTube. It's in the gameplay list. Definitely go check it. I will mark this as number 2 once I'm done with the stream here. I want to thank you guys for tuning in and watching, like always. Follow me at VelfeKnight. Follow me if you're wanting to watch, talk about anime, rant about your waifus, whatever, FOs, Z Tempest, or you just want to talk about stuff in general at Nice Night. That's also at Nice Night for Facebook as well and the Twitter. But if you just mainly want to talk with me, it is at VelfeKnight. We're also on Thread. We're also on a few other places as well. We have an Instagram. We got a Thread. We never did create one of those others. Blue something sky, I think it's called. Yeah, Blue Sky app. So Master does have an account on there. I believe it's the same thing at NifesKnightZero. You could definitely follow him there. If you want to talk with me on there, pretty sure Master will swap over for that. But overall, that will be pretty much everything for today. I want to thank you guys again. And until then, hope to see you guys back here for the next part 3. To be honest, we might get this done in 3-part or 4 parts, depending on how long we play. So until then, thank you for watching, yeah. Have a good night.